Virtual assistants and the process of virtual assistant are the software technology that assist the user for a complete various tasks. Various command implemented by the user. Well-known virtual assistants in the market include Amazon Alexa and Apple Siri. Other companies such as Google and Microsoft also have those virtual assistants. The privacy issue concerning what information can go to the third-party cooperation and the corporation that operate those virtual assistants, and how the data can potentially be used because those virtual assistants, similarly to the robots or any other artificial intelligence driven devices, are often considering as those bodies that consumer may overlook those potential value and their convenience more than their privacy. When forming those relationships with those devices, humans tend to become closer to those that perform humanly functions, which is what the virtual assistant generally do. What is the purpose of this virtual assistant? To perform those humanly functions according to the command issued through instructions, in order to allow those users both the convenience and the assistance, privacy by design and the virtual security, this purpose method, which are both is possible. The virtual security, which is would detect the motion, has been proposed as a method on that time as an additional multiplayer authentication to devices that currently with a single layer. The device with single layer authentication solely require a voice to be activated. The voice could be any person or necessarily the intended human, which makes those method unreliable, and this multi-layer authentication requires those multiple layers of security to authorize a virtual assistant to work. The virtual security is provide a second layer of authentication for those devices such as Alexa or Apple Siri that would be triggered by both movement and the voice combined. The virtual assistant for Amazon Alexa is linked to the Echo speaker created by particularly Amazon, and it is primarily a device controlled by the voice that can play some specific task functions according to the command, give those information to the user, play music, perform other updates. Providing those other updates, the device is controlled by the voice. There is no button involved to press, as it uses mechanism. The device does not have a measure to determine whether or not the voice heard is actually the consumer. The virtual security bottom has been proposed as a potential method to add more security to these virtual assistants. Another virtual assistant developed by Microsoft, named as Cortana, is a voice activated, basically a virtual assistant that only requires the voices, and hence it utilizes those solely the singular form of authentication. The device does not utilize the VS bottom, virtual security bottom, that previously described to have a second form of authentication that present. The command that device utilize mostly have to do with saying that with what the weather is. Suppose example, calling one from user's contact or giving some directions. All of this command required an insight into the user's life, because the process of answering those queries, the device looks through data, which is a privacy risk. Ride-sharing companies like Uber and lived utilize those artificial intelligence to scale their scope of businesses in order to create those adaptable prices that changes with the supply and demand of rights. Such companies use technological algorithm to determine the surge or prime time pricing. Moreover, these artificial intelligence features help to allay those privacy concerns regarding the potential exchange of confidential user information between Uber and Lyft employees. The privacy by design makes the interface more secure for the user. The privacy by design is when product blueprint incorporate the aspect of privacy that how the object or program is created. Even technology uses that have a little to do with the locations, that have the ability to track a particular location. The Wi-Fi network also for those trying to keep their location private. That can be a bit of risky. The various organization that working towards making those privacy by design more regulated so that more companies can do this. The artificial intelligence as a whole that attempt to emulate those human actions and provide the mental services that human provided, but should not have to be bothered with. It is the process of automating those actions. Various technological interfaces are formed. The problem that has to be solved with the concept in order to process those information and perform their functions. The virtual assistant curate those information, what they do with this information and how the information can be compromised. That is vital for the note of both the field of virtual assistant and the artificial intelligence. More broadly, there have been the controversies surrounding the opinion about the virtual assistant can have. As the technologies evolve, there is a potential for the virtual assistant to process some position on issues which can be caused. The intelligent virtual assistant or intelligent personal assistant, that is a software agent that can perform the tasks and services for those individual based on command. The term chatbot is sometimes used to refer to the virtual assistant generally or specifically accessed by the online chat. In some cases, online chat programs are exclusively for the entertainment purposes. Some virtual assistants are able to interpret those human speech and respond via synthesized voices. User can ask their assistant questions, and however with the differences, the verbal command asks some task as email to-do list, playback via voice, lay under the dialogue system. The capability of virtual users and virtual assistant are expanding rapidly. The new product entering the market and the strong emphasis on both email and voice user interface. Apple and Google those have the installed basis of users on the smartphone, and Microsoft has a large install based on Windows-based personal computers, the smartphone and the smart speakers. The first natural language processing computer program or the chatbot ELIZA was developed by MIT team in 1960 that was created to demonstrate that the communication between the man and the machine was superficial. ELIZA was used those pattern matching and the substitution methodology into the scripted responses to simulate the conversation, which gave the illusion of understanding the part of the program. The method of interaction in virtual assistants work via text, including online chat, instant messaging applications or other application, SMS text, email or other text-based communication channel, intelligent virtual assistant for the business. Voice, for example, Amazon Alexa, Amazon Echo devices, Siri on iPhone, Google Assistant, Google enable Android mobile devices. Some virtual assistants are accessible via multiple methods, such as Google Assistant, chatbot on Google Messages app, and the voice on Google Home smart speaker. Natural language processing to match those user text or voices that input is provided to executable those command. Many continually learn using those AI techniques, including those machine learnings. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.